Welcome everybody back to boostinmotion, guys, and today I'm making a video on the top 3 common issues for the 3.0T, Q50, Q60, Redsport, Luxes, and Premiums. Now before I get into the video, please hit the subscribe button and hit that little bell because I put a lot of information out on this platform. And if you're new to the channel, watch the video, and if you like it, hit the like. If you hit the dislike, it is what it is. And for some of the people who do own these VR30 motors, comment below some of the issues you've come across. And I'm talking about serious issues. I'm like, let's say an AC compressor going out in 5K. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, otherwise than that, let's get into the video. I gotta find a parking spot first. But first thing, a serpentine belt problem. What is this? All right, so you have your accessory that spins, you know, your accessory belt, and that charges your battery. Okay, guys? So most of you guys know you have to change your belts. What happened from the early batch Q50s and the early batch Q60s, this is a 2017 model, there was a misaligned bracket on the AC compressor. So there's an actual technical service bulletin about this on Infiniti site. I'll try to put that below in the comments. And this service has, not saying it was a recall or anything, but some models had it misaligned. So what would happen is you'll be driving on the highway, enjoying your life, yeah, and you're in your Redsport, you know, taking it easy, and then all your lights would just come on, your battery, the coolant will start going hot, the car will lose all power, and in some cases, some other people's cases, the engines overheated and pretty much destroyed themselves. And it will destroy all the other issues and accessories that was on the front of the engine. So for the early models, they had this issue. Now after 2018-ish, I guess Infiniti finally notices the problem and made the correction. So there is a technical service bulletin on realigning the AC bracket, AC compressor bracket, or AC bracket. Okay, guys? So if you have an early model 2016 Q50, or if you have an early model 2017 Q60, definitely look into this. Okay, guys? Now, second thing, it's an oil issue. Not a lot of people had this oil issue, but it may be a problem in the future. Let me briefly explain. So we have a PCV system, right? What is a PVC system? The PVC system, well, we have turbo vehicles, and it puts, you know, boost and all of that into the cylinders, or whatever the case might be, right? And what has happened is there's something called blow-by gases, and these blow-by gases go by the piston walls and past the piston into the crankcase. That's where the engine, oil, and everything goes to the bottom and blah, blah, blah. So these blow-by gases need to be relieved from the crankcase or inside the engine, outside. It has to get outside or just back into the combustion chamber. So the PVC system allows a little, let's say, buffer or baffle system where it relieves its excess pressure from the blow-by gases back into the intake stroke. So from my own observation, when I installed my AMS intakes, I took a look at the PVC system, because in a lot of cars, no matter the make and model, sometimes oil gets sucked back into the motor through the blow-by gases. But sometimes the PV systems fail and get stuck in an open position, so they sip on the oil over time. Okay? So on the passenger side of the car, the PVC system is post-turbo. So it's in a charge in the intake coupling after the turbo. So you may notice a little bit of oil on the intake track on the passenger side. And the driver's side is actually pre-turbo. I think it's a little opening on the turbo end where it's supposed to get sucked into the turbine fins. So what I've noticed on that side is there's a little bit of oil on the intake track of the driver's side turbo. And I say it'll pool up, but you may see a little bit of oil film. So don't get too alarmed about this, because it seems like it's kind of a thing that will happen, because the PVC system will suck in oil, and especially if you go you put too much oil in your car. And you may see some oil in the intake track. Now, for some of the people who may have had this issue, they just got the car, because it's a lease, and just drove it 10,000 miles. So they want you to drive 10,000 miles and when you first get the car and break it in, and it should be okay. Some people on the forum and also online, if you Google it, they've had their engines replaced because the motors went low on oil. Now, some of you guys are like, well, doesn't the car let you know that it's low on oil? For some strange reason, that's not really a thing on these VR30 motors. yes, that's a serious thing. There's like no oil, like I'm not saying it's not an oil light, but by the time you run low on oil, it's too late, period. So my recommendation from my own personal experience, and Infiniti, please don't bash me, this is just what I've noticed through my experience and other people who have the car, even in stock form. Yo, check your oil every 1,000 miles, or at least every 2-3. Just look and see where the oil level is, especially if you're buying this car pre-owned. Okay, so that's the second common issue that I'm noticing. And the third issue is, well, some people are gonna say, well, it's the turbos. Well, understand, people, the turbos will go out no matter what. It's gonna have those issues. But the third issue, I'm really sitting here thinking, like, there's really just a serpentine belt, and then there's this oil issue. The other little things about the motor, I really haven't had okay, I know what it is. I know what it is. Sorry, guys. I hadn't had this issue yet, but a few other people have been having this issue where they will have multiple misfires. This is on stock form too. Some people's ignition coils or their injectors will get stuck in an open position or stuck closed. Whatever reason, randomly, these things randomly failed. So my recommendation to you guys is there's really nothing you can really do here. It's not saying it's a common issue, but it has happened to a few people where the ignition coils will go out, or their direct injectors will fail and they will start misfiring. I don't know, maybe that's because people put in 87 fuel in their car, so it has a large carbon buildup. I don't know if they're beating on the car or whatever the case might be. I don't know if they might have highly modified ones, but that is like the third, I'll say, common issue that I've read on the early model 2016 Q50s and the early model 2017. And it doesn't matter if you're modded or if you're stock. So those are the three issues that I've noticed, that I've come across, that seems like it does happen to a decent batch of people. So once again, the serpentine belt is a known thing online. The oil issue not necessarily is so much a common issue, but understand it will suck in oil. Your turbos will suck in oil. Remember that, because the PCV system is going to do it, period. So just always check your oil. That 10,000 mile thing is BS. I've changed my oil at least twice. Hadn't had really any oil consumption issues, but I've had seen oil film inside the turbos PCV system. So I think it's a common thing. And third, if you have an early model, you may have these injector, direct injection problems where the injectors may fail or a coil pack may go out. All right. Not saying it's so often, but it could happen. So otherwise than that, guys, comment below. Tell me what you think. Some of you guys, if you're experienced with it and if you had these issues, just comment below if you had it. If there's any other thing, I'm talking about something like really substantially serious, guys. Because yes, AC compressor could fail in 5K randomly. You know what I'm saying? Your starter may fail randomly. You know, put that below, but doesn't mean it's such a common issue. Because I think they got some of these accessory serviceable items right, but these are the three things that I think are the most important, because drivability is the #1 thing. If the car is not running right, it's not running right. If the accessory belt fails, you can destroy a motor or be stuck with a really pricey bill if you're out of warranty. And third, the oil issue is just something that we should just pay attention to, guys. And ladies, if you're watching the video, just check your oil. Some of you guys don't even pop it. Just pop the hood, get a paper towel, and just check the oil. Pull it out, wipe it, put it back in, pull it out, and then take a look and see what the oil level is. You don't want to run into a costly repair for just not doing something as simple as checking your oil. Otherwise than that, guys, this is Boostin Motion. You can contact me on Boostin Motion on Instagram, Boostin Motion on Facebook, and you can comment below. Really do appreciate y'all. I love y'all very much. I hope this video helps the people who are looking to get a Q50, Q60 VR30 Redsports, and just look out for these things. Otherwise than that, this is Boostin Motion signing out. You guys have an amazing, beautiful day.